During this section, we're going to take a look at the various options you have when printing inside of Microsoft Excel. The first feature that we're going to dive into here, really simple one, we're going to take a look at Print Preview. Really, it's just viewing your document, what it would look like if you were to print it right now. So let's jump in, see what my document looks like. Yours is going to be a little bit different, depending on how many months you got in your spreadsheet, how many bills, so how many rows you might have there. Do you have a chart out there? Is your smart art out there? Where are these elements? That's all going to vary based on what your spreadsheet looks like, what your worksheet looks like. I'm going to show you based on what mine looks like, and then you can jump in there and make the tweaks and setting changes that are necessary for yours and the way that you want to print your document. But first, let's just take a look at what it currently looks like if I were to print it right now. So I've got the exercise file open. I'm going to go up to File, and I'm going to go down to Print. Now, in the newer releases of Microsoft Excel, the Print Preview, which is what I'm looking at now, File Print, is built right into the File tab. If you're on the 2007 edition of Excel, you still go up to the little Office button in the corner, which is kind of like the File tab, and then down to Print, but it opens up a separate window. Okay? But all the features are the same once you get into that window. Here in the newer releases, ever since the 2010 release of Microsoft Excel, it's been built, Print Preview has been built inside of the File tab. Let's take a look. So on the left-hand side, I've got all my print options. So I could just send it directly to the printer. I can tell it how many copies, what printer I want to use, what is it that I actually want to print. I have pages, double-sided, single-sided, the margins, the scaling. You got all sorts of options right there. And then you got page setup as well, which opens up another window where it repeats a lot of these options, but gives you some other interface as well. On the right-hand side, we can see what my document currently looks like. And I can see in my particular scenario, there is 2 pages in there. You might have one, just depending on how wide your spreadsheet is, where your chart is located and so on, even if you have a chart. You might have 3, 4, 5, again, just based on your amount of data and where your data sits on your worksheet. You can see on mine that I have my nice little spreadsheet there that we've created. I got my smart art graphic directly below it. And then just off to the right, you can see this little sliver of gray. That's my chart. But it's showing up a little bit on page 1, but most of it's on page 2. If I go ahead and navigate to page number 2, there's my chart, and you see it's kind of cut off there. It's moved over onto sheet number 1. So there's some things that I want to fix here. Okay? And that's what we're going to do. We're going to take a look at some print settings and decide, well, how is it that I'm presenting this? What is it that I'm presenting? Is it just a spreadsheet? Is it the chart included? Should the smart art be there when I print it? What is it? What's going to make this thing look the best when I print this document? So let's take a look at those features. But first off, make sure you try this out. Open up your spreadsheet, go to File, go to Print, and take a look at your document. What does it look like currently? Identify some things that could potentially be fixed, like the chart in my scenario, or the size. Maybe I want to change the orientation of the page. Go from portrait, right? Go to landscape. Okay? So what's going to make it better? How can we scale that and make it more readable? So think about those questions as you look at Print Preview, and then we'll jump in and take a look at some of the settings.